Hey, good morning. It's Wednesday, April 14th. Thanks so much for being here. This week we're focusing on the resurrection, what we call Easter week. But really this week is about our sin, the struggles that we have in this world, how Christ has come in the most important act of all of human history, which hinges on this one reality, that he would redeem a people that he's called for himself, and then having redeemed them, he's resurrected from the dead, giving us hope. As you know, we've been looking the last couple of days at the garden and focusing on Adam and how this relates to us, because that's where it all began, and really that's where each of our own stories begin. With this struggle with this body of flesh, as we seek to be made new by the Spirit of Christ. And just as the title this morning of the video is, Jesus is the life-giving Spirit. Paul takes us right back in 1 Corinthians 15, takes us right back to the garden and to Adam so we can understand this. If there's a natural body, there's also a spiritual body. The natural body referring to Adam and Eve when they were created. There's also a spiritual body. So it is written, the first man, Adam, became a living being. That's all of us. We've all become living beings. But the last Adam, a life-giving spirit, that's Jesus. He's the one that gives us life, a life-giving spirit. Note, the spiritual did not come first, but the natural. This natural stuff, this flesh, what we are, this world, the dust of this world around us, that was first. But then after that came the spiritual. The first man was the dust of the earth, and the second from heaven. As was the earthly man, so are those who are of the earth. And as is the man from heaven, so are those who are of heaven. And just as we have become the likeness of the earthly man, just as we have borne the likeness of the earthly man, and all the impact of that, so shall we bear, so shall we know the likeness of Christ, the likeness of the man from heaven. You see, we tend to think of sin as a list of rules and regulations. And there's nothing could make the enemy of our souls happier than to think of sin as a list of rules and regulations. Things that you've broken. Everybody breaks them. It's just a rule. It's just a thing. But sin is much, much deeper than that. Because when the earth was created, when Adam was created, when he was made out of the dust of the ground, the earth, everything was good. Sin was not there, but sin has permeated, has filled people and the planet with the ugliness of its mighty power. It's corrupted everything. It's not just a set of rules and regulations being broken. It's things not working the way God has called us to. And it's so huge for us to remember and to hang on to. It's kind of like me picking up a violin and trying to play. It would be so unpleasant to your ears you couldn't even stand it. You wouldn't think, well, Jay's playing the wrong notes. You would think, this is horrific. And it would be. But with the spiritual, with the life-giving Christ working in us and transforming us, just as the planet needs to be transformed. Romans tells us that the planet has been infected by sin, just as people have been infected by sin. Sin is much more than breaking rules. Sin is everything being corrupt and polluted and made a mess. But Christ is the hope. Just as we sing at Christmas time, joy to the world, and the creation, the rocks and the hills and the rivers and the mountains are rejoicing because Jesus has come to end the power of the curse and give them hope. This life-giving Spirit, Jesus, gives you and me hope that we can be done with this fleshly entanglement that connects back to sin. And instead, our bodies now can have a new hope because, as it says here, we were getting to bear the likeness of Christ, the man from heaven, the life-giving Spirit. That's where our hope is. That's our hope this Easter season, this resurrection time. The power of the resurrection is that the dust of this earth no longer compels us. The dust of our bodies no longer has to control us. Rather, the life-giving Spirit of Christ is ours to renew us and give us hope. And that's the thought for this Wednesday. Thanks so much for being here, and Lord willing, we'll see you tomorrow. If you haven't done so, check us out everydaytalk247.com and turn on post notifications. These videos will come right to you. Thank you so much for being here. May the Lord bless you this day, because you are of the man, Jesus, who is the life-giving Spirit. Have a great day.